All right, M. Butterfly. Now, this is a revival of the play by David Henry Hwang. This was the play that put him on the map.
On the map, yes, indeed.
It starred John Lithgow, also put B.D. Wong on the map.
Yes.
Here, Clive Owen is taking over the John Lithgow role. Jin Ha is playing the butterfly. Now, this is a play, this is about a French diplomat who is, and there's no other word for it, a yutz.
In French, that would be.
Right. I don't know what it is in French.
I don't know either. I speak French.
But basically, there was what I believe is a new scene where he's having a romantic fantasy of a pinup girl. Mm-hmm. And even there, he can't score. So perhaps it's not so surprising when later on in life he is duped by, he's working on assignment in China and duped by an opera singer and they have a romance for years, and he never figures out that she is a he.
Well, but you see, it's more than that. What we come to now in this version is that there's obviously latent homosexuality at play, which really wasn't in the one with John Lithgow. They didn't play that.
And I'll get to that momentarily. What basically and you keep wondering how he could not figure this out. And they do explain that at the end of later in the play, which they did not do in the original. And
well, it's a graphic explanation,
yes,
which I could have done without. I didn't really need it.
No, I found it interesting. I had actually known about it because I read about it when the original version opened. And I'm sitting through the first act, and I'm thinking, this play has lost its relevance. It's lost its sting.
But it's set in the time
David
period.
Henry, even so. Look, today, when this show first opened, I think it was like 20 years ago, this could still shock. But today we have reality shows with transgender women. We have a reality show, Who's the Best Drag Queen? Something like this.
You're saying that it's lost its shock value?
I do. I am.
But that's not all the play was. It wasn't just about shock. It was about what is love and what is... and gender fluidity, and
But no one even knew the term gender fluidity back then, and it wasn't and it was not about love. It was when in the original version when Wong reveals himself, he basically is laughing at the guy. Here, and this is what makes all the difference. It turns out to be, the butterfly character who was laughing along with everybody else at this diplomat is basically now it's. Yes, this is who I am, love me anyway. That's a very different attitude. And that is what made this play interesting. It still feels dated, and I have a suspicion that ultimately David Henry Hwang will be better remembered for Chinglish or for his rewriting a flower drum song than for this.
I think
but it made it interesting again.
Well,
and one more thing that I'm going to let you go. And you just wonder throughout the play why Clive Owen's character can't figure it out. And then it hits me in the middle of the second act. He doesn't want to know. That's
what I'm saying about, yes, and he doesn't want to know because probably on some level he does know. And that's, I think, part of it.
I think so.
And here's the other part of it. When John Lithgow played it, and John Lithgow was not John Lithgow when he played it. I don't think he'd done Third Rock from the Sun yet.
He hadn't.
So he wasn't known as a comedian. He was an actor. And so he could get away with playing a yutzy character. Clive Owen also is a very attractive and highly sexual guy, but he's playing this character very well.
Yes.
So that he's believable as the yutz, as you call him. Now I can't get that word out of my head. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. And then the second thing I wanted to say is that this play has been updated.
Yes.
Because it isn't just the description of that, but as you say, there's the extra scene. The audience brings a different sensibility to this play.
Yes.
And this play got, you know me, I love to read other people's reviews because I always march to my own drummer, so it doesn't make any difference. And I discovered that most of the critics hated this. They really didn't care for this at all. Now, the director is Julie Taymor. And in advance, I thought, wow, Chinese opera, Julie Taymor, this is going to be spectacular. Well, it wasn't spectacular. She went low rather than high in that sense.
Yes.
She uses panels and on the panels are different interpretations.
And the puppet butterfly.
And the puppet butterfly, yes. And also you got me off the track now with the puppet butterfly. I was going to say something, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
Anyway.
Cast is decent enough. Jin Ha steps into the role of the butterfly.
Yes.
Very nice.
Much less convincingly, I think, than B.D. Wong. I think B.D. Wong had
and maybe that was one of the problems.
Perhaps.
I wasn't convinced.
Perhaps.
I'm saying, how do you not know?
Well, and perhaps that was part of what that was about too. I don't, I don't really know. Obviously, I don't know. But I did think that Julie Taymor was going to bring something special to this that I didn't find, and I was really surprised about that. I thought all the Chinese opera scenes. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Okay. There's one scene where they go through the change from the time period in the 50s to the revolution,
right.
And there's suddenly the person comes out waving the flag, and I thought it was right out of Miss Saigon. That scene with the flag waving.
Well, Miss Saigon is based on Madame Butterfly, and that is the inspiration for this story.
No, but that flag waving wasn't in the original Madame Butterfly. What I'm saying is that was not. I was surprised.
Well, in Madame Butterfly, the butterfly was a girl.
Okay, yes, that's why she was called Madame Butterfly. Okay, so are we going to give this some sort of rating now that we've torn it apart? Here's the thing. What I wanted to say was I did read the other reviews, and I was prepared to be disappointed, and I wasn't. I rather liked it, much more than I thought I was going to, and I would give it a pretty solid 3.5. That's not a great review, but it's not a 2, Yes. And where would you go with it?
I would say 3 1/4.
Okay.
So
well,
very, very close to it, possibly even 3.5 on a good night. I agree with you. Again, the play has lost a lot, but it has, morphed into
it's now
something that is certainly watchable and of interest in this day of age.
Actually, I think it was on a well, anyway, we're moving on.
I sit night after night watching our story play through my head. One where she returns at last to my arms, for I have known and been loved by the perfect woman.